Hi guys, I'm going to be reviewing a design done by MX Debbie, one of our design comrades on Twitter. Yeah, and of course, you should follow her. You should. And this is the design, right? So like the part we can see, we'll just make use of it and I'll tell you what she did right and what she did not. Okay, and moving on to our Figma file. Sorry, make use of this. This is like what I used to like rough board, but like okay. So crazy Debbie review. Okay, so we'll copy this her design here. Of course, Twitter allows that, and you just paste it somewhere and say, okay, this is what we're working with. Better still. So like this is the continuation of the design up to this point. So we break it, but like let's just leave it like this. Right. So yeah, I'm just gonna create a frame so we replicate it while I'm talking. I'm telling you what's popping, right? What's really popping here. So she did really good. The attempt was brilliant. Right now, she's way gone this stage. In fact, this video is late, right? But I'm doing this video for people who are just starting out, right? Okay, and maybe she could learn one or two things too from here, right? So I'm saying she did really good. Her spacings are somehow good. All right. Her color usage consistent, but I could still there's a lot of there's discomfort coming with the way she structured her color, right? And I'll just tell you what those are. So firstly, looking from the hero section, so this font it's a no-no for me, right? So your spacing, right? Is it the spacing or the font type? Something is just not right there. Something is not just right there. So we'll copy it. So I'm tempted to like open this design on my other screen so I don't have to just be scrolling up and down. But like, okay, so I won't be able to see my preview now. Oh, we'll manage. We'll manage. So like, for a start, you say your health is our priority. So firstly, using Figma, try as much as possible not to indent. I mean, press enter when you can actually just scale like this. Now the reason is maybe for responsive reasons you might not want to do that. Okay, so we'll just stick this here. Same here, she says at Millennial Pharmacy. Okay, it's like is the fact that I actually did not type this before coming to this section, which is like, yo, let's enjoy the show together. I'll play background music. Why didn't this? Providing you. So now we need to reduce the size a little bit so it does not go outside. Then we could just constrain from here. The moment you drag this like this, there's already a text constraint. Not like text constraint, but like fixed size text, right? Which means that while you are typing, it's coming down, right? Okay, so say you're providing you with the best possible care and product to help you feel your best. So yeah, I'm flexing my typing skills. Come and beat me. Okay, so we'll take this here too, right? And then we have the shop now button, right? So we also got the home, about, service, and contact at the top. So I could also make use of this, but this time I'll turn it to just this straight line. Say home, about, services, and contact. Home, about, Control D, about, services, and contact. So this video might be a little bit advanced because I'm going to be making use of like auto layout and stuff like that and contact. So we have that down. Then she got the login, like, then I can show me that she did this logo and she did really good. She did really good. We use rectangle. What show you this one in 1 minute? We use rectangle. Just draw box, right? Make it like 40% off, right? So we'll still our color. We use our color, of course, and then make this color here. So she did it. So what I could just do is maybe this particular side. I'll click on my border radius and say top 0, right? And voila, we have this. Just so it will work, right? Then she had the text that says Millennial Pharmacy. It's about to get interesting. Just stick with me. Left me, I'll break it though. I'll break it. Left me. Okay. Now we have that. So let's work on the Euro section first. Then we'll move on to the next. Right? So number one, no, I had was the, like, your arrangement is good. We're not touching the arrangement. Just saying. We're not touching it. Right? It could be better, but we're not touching it. So like, say fonts, we could use Poppins, right? We could say, I'll just set this to auto for now, right? We're trying to scale. Say 60, right? Make it bold, right? Or we could even say semi-bold. Bold. So 64 plus 8. Say, for example, that's how I scale. Okay. Or you could also use percentage and say 130%, right? Well, like, just do that stuff, like plus 8. That's what I do. And then here, same here, you use your popping text, right? And I could say 16 plus, I could say 18 plus 8. I want it to be 18. Why? Because I want it to be 18. So it's like a subtext. People are not supposed to strain to see it, right? So, okay, I'm far. I'm so sorry. I just realized I'm far. Okay, grid layout. Say column grid. Say 12. Say 16. Let's even say 24, right? Then my margin could be 120 or 130. Okay, let me give you one cheat code. We're not here for grid class, but I'll say I use grid calculator. So what I use to scale my designs or to set a grid, right? When I'm rushing, I use the grid calculator.dk, right? How this works is that you come here, you set your width to 1440, you set your column 12, however you want it to be, right? It could be 4, it could be 6, yeah. Now I'll tell you what we're doing. Then the gutter with 24. Remember, I already did that. Then the margin, I could say 120. You see, it's a green. Now what happens is that it recommends a size to you that making sure your design scales better whenever you want to scale it, right? So relative sizes, right? So I just use this to scale my design. I could say if I want to bring it in more and I just don't want to stop in a spot where it's odd, right? It's going to, as I increase the number, it will tell me at what point is good, at what point is not. Do you get? So like 152 is a no, get to 150, it's good, right? So that's basically how I work with this. So let's just go back to our design. Say 150, perfect. So it means that this guy here is going to be on our grid, right? So we'll talk about this later. Right, so we got this. Remember, size 18. The reason we're using 18 so they can see it, right? We're using regular. Of course, we could choose to use medium. It makes it better, but like light and bold always go hand in hand. light and bold, or regular and bold. The idea is for you to strike a good visual contrast, right? And set a good hierarchy. So we could say the size, say 32. And 24. So principle of relativity. No, proportion. In proportion. When your text is too far from your actual element, it gives a feel that they are two disjointed stuff. But the point here is that this guy here also supports the heading. You get? So we have that. Now your image, lovely image by the way. So like I have a subscription with free pick. You can come and beat me. Like I have subscription with free pick. So I could say pharmacist with drug. And then that picture is from free pick. So I'm hoping we would get that picture. Exactly. Okay, so like we could use better pictures, but I'm just I want to maintain your element as much as I can, just to show you that there are little changes you could make that will make that overall make your design better. And so now we already have this. Let me open the folder. Now here's the gist. So this is the picture, yeah. This is the picture. This is the picture, right? Normally I'll take this to Photoshop and do my shit there, right? But like that's not what we want to do. So I'll just take it to Figma. Where's Figma? Where's Figma? Where's Figma? Here. I'm going to add. See? Big image for crying out loud. Now, the beauty of Figma is that there are so many plugins. So it means that we can use remove background and just sit and relax and allow it to do its thing. I hope my network is good. Actually, let's leave it to its thing. All right, background remover has done its thing, right? So, yeah. So we just try to do what she did as much as we can. I really love the way she did it. She did really good. Trust me, she did really good. We'll create a frame here, right? I will give that frame a theme. I will copy with our picker our color. So we have this now. Okay. See. So now this is how it works. This is how it works for me. Now it's either the image. Now for you to get really good, for you to make your visuals really interesting, it's either your image is extremely small, extremely big, right? Extremely big, or extremely small, right? Or you try to create a balance. Balance are always normal, but like we try to keep it big, like somehow big, right? You can always move this down or bring it up slightly. Right, so and remember we're trying to maintain our margin. Okay, so yeah, I can imagine that's what she was thinking while doing this. Was it? Was it? Was it really? Was it? Okay, so yeah, see me zooming in and zooming out. I need to get used to doing tutorials for people. So this logo will just use the same popping font, make it semi-bold, drag it inside here. I can actually just make it flat. The reason I'm making it flat is so I can scale it, right? So I can just highlight both of them and scale. I ain't got issues, right? So same here, we can just highlight all the menus and align, and then click here and say tidy up, right? Simple, voila. Then this login here will come and treat you later. So remember, make all the fonts popping. Consistency is key. Make it 16 plus 8, same thing, right? But also make this. We can actually come here and just set this to be a primary color. But like you know that, watch my other videos. So we just copy the color here and set it here. Say active state, for example. Right, active state. I want to turn off the layout grid. Sorry, it's already even disturbing me. So make sure we pick it right. Yep. So you want to make this bold or semi-bold. Active state again. And you want to make this subtle. When you are designing, everything should not be shouting, right? So like I see you did that here. Yeah, you did that here, and nice. Okay, I see what you did with the image at the back of the guy. Brilliant way to make your visual more interesting and to lay emphasis on the guy and to reinforce your brand color. Awesome, trust me, I admire that move. Nice one. Okay, so yeah, we got this. I see what you did. You blended the stuff in, right? You try to like, okay, you just shout it, let's blend it in a little bit. Oh, there's so many things we could explore, right? In fact, you could even make this just a red, make this layer blur, reduce the size of this stuff, right? And increase the intensity. Shiggy. Tickets. Increase the intensity. And we can actually at this point reduce it to 50%. Right, so I'll play this particular prototype with, of course, you know my spec, Surface Pro. Okay, so that will move on to the while it's loading, we'll move on to the button that says shop now. Right, so create a frame. It's always about frame, it's mostly about frame. Mostly, kid you not. We'll pick our colors. So I have so many colors in that panel. Pick the color here and say shop now. Shop now. Like we can make it 18. Really, we can make it 18 and say 18, but just bold 18, like bold 18. That's why when working on your typography system, it has to be really diverse. Constrain it to the middle, so when we are moving it up, it scales, right? So constrain it to the middle. I'll make this 56. 56 is not a bad size. So I'm thinking 8th grid, so I just 8 plus 8 plus 8, that level. Right, so we could say this, did it work? Did it not work? That's what I worked on earlier. So like I'll play the stuff again and see, is it working? See that? Okay, 20 minutes, jeez. It's like I'm talking to her, like, so I'm gonna rest. So like I'll increase this size of my frame, and remember everything is constrained to the top. That's why if I click on my desktop and I press enter, it gives me access to select all my chart elements. You can see that they're constrained to the top. So when I'm increasing my stuff, it's not, I did a lecture on constraint, you can check it out. So it still sticks there. You see, it's looking really clean right now. So I could actually as well even play with this blur and just send it from the side here. Like, it's her decision to call whatever she thinks works for her the most. She should enjoy herself while designing. Okay, Your height is our priority. I could highlight this. I always like doing the shape. Like I could just highlight this, right? So basically, I think we're almost done with this section here. Okay, then you move it here and say, I'm beginning to think that we could actually leave this at 16, right? Since it already has this massive distance around itself and it's bold already, but we could even leave it at medium, just not to make so much noise, and we could make it capital letter, right? I see a lot of buttons like that. It makes sense. Emphasis is emphasis. Emphasis on shop now. That's what it is. Okay, so it's looking more like it. It's looking more like it. So we'll do like the before and after. I hope I have that time in after Premiere Pro. So take this one here. We say we put the login here. So normally, I know you were thinking only design, like you were thinking mostly design. We used to have login and sign off normally. We used to have login and sign off. And priority is mostly lead on signing up. Why? Because you want new users, right? I'm hoping to get new users. As for returning users, login is for returning users, right? Make both of them. Just make it 16. Make both of them 16. So this guy is strapped to the top one, right? Just make sure it's centered, right? I'm just freestyling you that there are better ways, and you could pay more attention to to your your grid, the point grids, right? So you see that, okay? I know that this stuff is not aligned to my column grid. Somehow I just know. I will just know. I will just know. I get it. Yes. Now it is. So we can turn it off. Right? Now, another part is she did really good. No, like at the field design. Me with the designer said the field at design. Then she went forward. She went further to do our service. So I'll just put this our service here and leave it in there. Right? So now the way this stuff works is that people no longer do this our service thing again. Copywriting has evolved, right? So you can say what you get from us. For example, right? I'm just saying what you get from us, right? And make it stick to the middle, or you can make it stick to the left, right? Depending on how you want to, like really it has evolved. So that our service now can now come at the top. Say this, and you can make this what? Medium. So always have a design system. Normally, if I want to stay consistent, I'll be using semi-bold. And I can now make this our brand color. So more emphasis on our brand color. It gives this fresh look, right? So yes, that's one point. So I could actually tell that your grid, you were just everywhere with your grid. See? Okay, you did really good here. But like, I wonder what happened here. Say you are better now, of course. Okay, I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to create a box. Remember, we are sticking with her color. Now, notice something before we go far. She did this thing that she made the background of her design light blue. Oh my god, she made it gray. Oh my god, you made it gray. Now, this is the gist. Let me gist you. When you are trying to, when you want to make your background shade, right? Make sure you make it a shade of your primary color, right? So that way it could really contrast. Now, I could tell that there's actual contrast issue by the way when you set this blue this way. I just knew that okay, your background was off. If your background was light blue, it would blend with the experimenter here, right? But I see what you did there. I see what you're trying to do. Makes sense, legit, right? We don't always recommend that people background just plain white, right? We don't always recommend that. You could be make it soft in the eyes so it does not blind someone, right? It does not affect one's eyes. So we could do this. So we're trying to say this one and then this 2. So it means that 12 grid divided by 2, 6. So we're using 6 column for each. So I'll just delete this one and I'll work on this one first. And on God, I don't know whether we'll be putting illustration, but I know my guys will be interested on how I get my illustrations. But you guys will be fine, I can assure you. You'll be fine. So I'm thinking 16. I'm thinking 24. I'm thinking 32. Let's work 32 plus 8. Right, so just say this. And I'll make use of dummy text. I'm so sorry, but like I wish I have more time. I'll just like replicate these guys over and over again. Okay. Multi consultations. We can have that. Now, your illustration really make sure you're consistent with your alignment. If you want to align center, you just align center all through and through. I noticed that your illustration was aligned center, your title was aligned center, but your description text. Your title is not even aligned center. But your description text was just aligned left. So and you did align center ahead. So there's no consistency. And the principle, be freaking consistent with your design style. Right? That way you don't throw off your users. And we can just say this one to be 56 really. If we want to align left, but if we want to align center, it's anywhere it goes there. So like make the center. So just align center, right? Let's just stick with that here. So we'll pick your color. Something is not right. Pick your color. I will turn off my layout green. Okay, that was the issue. Huh? So yeah, so we'll increase the. So now note this. So okay. Check this out. Or say what we offer. Make it big, right? Our services targets. I've been scolded for my copyright since several times for me making errors. So I try to be more careful. I haven't do that on Twitter till tomorrow. So here, what you want to do is that, okay, how much do you want on the particular frame size? Remember, this is not our frame size. Our main frame size is, say, 1920. You could just say none and just present. So it's just going to load, and keep on loading. So yeah, basically, how much screen size do you want to have on a particular viewport? That's what they call it in front end. Viewport, right? When you say viewport, it means from the top here to the top here. How much information do you want to have? Oh my god! Let me reload the entire thing. Okay, so do the same thing, and I'm just going to rush this through and hoping. So yeah, for your illustration, I think you did really good your illustration. Based on you use the same 3D style across, but like the color, oh my god, you good. See the green complement the green of the guy. You're complementing it with the illustration. The blue, you're complementing with the illustration. Like you did really good. This guy, so same thing. I could relate it with the back color, say, All right, and this one you made it really new, like maintaining the same. You did really good. That was amazing, amazing decision. That was an amazing decision, by the way. So like it's almost 30 minutes. I'll just see if I can wrap this through. I'll copy the same thing here. So remember, like, call this medication. Make sure it's centered. Medication. And I see the way you gave it border radius. So let me like. So border radius really gives your design feel. So how your border radius is would actually determine how modern your design is. Somehow something like that. Like it hits differently. Like I might want to like overgive border radius, but let's stick with 32. Here we could say 16. 16 too much, way too much. Say 8. Here too, we say 8. This guy is sign up. We can actually make this smaller, so 48. Okay. Remember the text she had here, like you. We will actually let's do that. Let's do that. Take this and this. I take it here. I call them backwards. We both them white. Right. Call this left. Say this to be 93%. And when you're working on stuff like this, I really do not recommend you making it center. For some reason, I do not personally. Nope. I just make it. I just try to stick with my what's in there. Positive review, red pharmacy. It's like align to the left. Positive review. Sense. I could actually make this auto layout and make it like stick left. I make these 8, maybe even 4, 7. I'm thinking that could be smaller. Make it 48 or 48. Always make sure that your this thing is the line height, else your auto layout will not work well. Yes. Auto layout spacing. I mean, so let me look at it from the design angle. It's not looking bad. It could go way more smaller, really depending on how many content, how many you need to have there. So we could say we could naturally leave it aligned left and say and just split it all through, right? So I'll tell you like decisions to make here. So now if you check this out, it's almost wanting to look good. I'm feeling like the titles are too big, are still too big. I could actually go as low as 40 and say 40 as my line height, yeah. And for this review here, 18 is actually way too big, right? I will stick to medium. Like your typography, take your time to structure your typography system and make it consistent all through. We'll do 16 plus 8, 24. So I'm feeling like now the spacing between them are just way too much. I could bring it down to 8. Remember to 4, sorry. Remember they are in auto layout. Now how this stuff could really work is it's either you want to make this stuff edge to edge align with your grid, right? It is like it's gonna be like this, right? Or you might say, let me make everything auto layout there and say, okay, I want to bring it together, just align it to the center. That's an option, that's another option, right? So you're violating a grid here. Or you could just we could actually stick with our grid to an extent. I'll make it space in between. So I'll drag to this point and say, let's stick with that power grid. Somehow looks appealing. You might not be able to tell, but like you're still making use of your grid in terms of alignment. We might as well still need to do this somewhere else, right? Somewhere else really while working. so it gives a sense of alignment still. Okay, so yeah, I feel like we could actually even make it closer, but all really depends on the overall content. So I noticed that she got like longer stuff here, so you really might want to type in everything first before really making your decisions. So we'll just move forward. I bet let me put my Surface Pro in peace. In peace. Yes, I'm addicted to this frame size. Come on, it's me. So you see, normally I like the frame size, so I'll make it to like to fit. Yes, I'll make it to fit. So like, bro, what are you doing? See? Okay. Right. So okay, so I'll just tell you what's up about your color stuff, right? So for a start, if I select on this color here, see my background, right? How I make decision here to get a shade of this blue, right, is that if you go to your HSB, you realize that there's what we call hue. And when I say hue, I mean here like this. That's your hue. There's the saturation. Saturation is you going this way, taking away the vibrance of the color of your hue. Okay, now brightness is up and down, right? So what you could do is you reduce the saturation real well, so you're making it black kind of, but still sticking with your hue, which is your primary color. Then take it up brightness a little bit. See, now still sticking with your yes, with your hue, right? And it's brighter, it will be brighter or darker depending on how you want to strike your how you want to strike it. But now note, when you are making this kind of decision, just know that any lighter colors that you are putting on your background that does not come from this hue family is going to throw off your users. It's going to throw you off, right? So for example, we've done that, right? See this for example. So next time it's not really connecting, right? The only reason I would say it's connecting is because it's still in that saturation level and brightness level, right? So just pay attention to that. Now I can bet that with what you did here, so let's say we duplicate this. So let's just stick it 24. Since that's our what do you call it? Gutter width. Say this services. Say this to be discount. Okay, we have this so now, right? It means that half frame you get one, and works for me. The spacing here might just be too much, so it's up to you to know what's up, what you're doing. Say 70, we can say 74 or 60. 62, this 64 plus 8 plus 8. You go there, right? So like we could do this, it works. Alright, just make sure your spacing is not too much. I'm really particular about spacing. You could increase it more to 74. Say okay, it works. So yeah, then we move on to the review session, and that's how I found out that like your background was throwing me off. If I make this white now, take a look. I see what you did there. You tried to like give it a shade of blue, your primary color, right? So you could actually do that now, since we already made let's copy our color here. Since we already made we already set our background to be shade. So we can just say kill the saturation a little bit for me, then increase it. However you want to do it. I doubt you can go wrong at this point. Like I doubt you can go wrong. Subtle. It's really subtle. Okay. So followed by your element. This color here threw me off. I wonder where you got this color from. Like you just brought the color in. Red is not always a good color you want to use, especially for reviews, right? It's not a good color you want to use for review. Why? Because red signifies danger. Red signifies black. So for what reason this black, this red is here? Like you might want to as well go explore explore green. So yeah, yeah. So like that's that, and what our customer says, interesting. What our customer says, right? Our customer says, see, I even like the way it's like this. So I might as well just leave it like this and arrange the card by the side. Oh my god. But should we stick the layout? No, no. I'm not sticking the layout. So let's say this guy here, remember my constraint lesson, check it out. We can reduce the size and say so we can't use blue here. It's either we use white to complement to no kidding. Customer says what? We can actually leave this here for customer name, right? So the way she did this to centralize it, it could still work. We could just centralize it here, but like I'm making use of this is like asymmetric layout. So I might as well want to left align kind of way, moved to the left. So I want to stick with that direction of things. So I want to stick with this. So like the customer name, say the customer name really small. Make it 14 plus 8. Make it 14. But we'll actually make it 16. So it comes 24. Then we can actually have the customer IC there in 13 and in a very say UX designer. Here's 13 plus 8. Yeah, I'm just doing that. Not like it's right though. Okay, I'll explain this thing to you because there's like a traditional way of scaling. Let me see if I can explain that to you. So we might as well even want to make it interesting and include user picture, right? So this is like the only part of your design I'm changing. I'm sorry. I was so sorry. I could not help it. But like you'll be fine. Don't worry. So we reduce the size of this. Why? Because we're going to have other cards there. I might as well even want it to scale. So she did this thing where she was like, with quotes, right? So something we could really still explore. So with this auto, right? And increase the size to what? 64. Say this. Right, so if you want to really get this is consistent with the font style. If you want to change it to something else, you might as well want to try another font that will give you that really the pastel or production, right? You could actually get it from your icon panel. You could look for code sign from Iconify and you find it. Okay, so let's say this and create the size to this. But like I think we'll actually stay consistent with this. And increase the size to 96, right? And to make it just blend in. This gray can work here, provided it's white, gray can work, right? You might as well also want to do this to still work, right? So up to you, darker. So you could say this, but more Okay, I want this to come here a little bit wide because I need to reduce the card size. Why? Because I want more than two review in a slide. 2024. Got out with, remember, and say this. So we are designing for functionality. And again, this guy here can even go down, but like at the detriment of, so you know you have different heading size, so you might as well want to step down a little bit from your typography system. So step down a little bit and say what is it, right? So whoa, you have your kidney here, or better still, you could actually just put it at the bottom and just be fine. In fact, let's be normal. Let's just put it here, right? Put it here and go back to our 64, 8, like, and still be fine about it, right? So if you want to stay consistent to our pattern of design, remember we already said our services here, bring that same thing down and say testimonial. Testimonial. Right? Supporting text, supporting text. Right, so is there anything I want to touch here? Alright, so meet our pharmacist. Pharmacist Lillian left and pharmacist Mercy right. I wonder what you're trying to do there, but like, yo, don't do that again. Never in your life. Don't do that again. So we could say, my god, it's almost time for my meeting. Oh my, I really want to work on your footer. Oh my god, I don't have time. Okay, let's duplicate this out. Say back to the middle, right? So we could actually take this right anyhow you want it. Enjoy, it's your design. Just don't mess up your grid. Limit pharmacies. I think you might want to explore, identify those pharmacies differently because he off me small, he off me. With our pharmacies. So considering that they're like major pharmacies, night and morning shift, you know, like get to meet them. So I feel like you would have actually, okay, two pharmacists. Let's go to Google. Let's ask Google for an image and say two pharmacists. Jesus Christ, what's good one I think? Okay. Okay. Say this. Let's say if at all we want to use that your style, bring this down. I mean, if at all we want to use that your style, if at all. And now, like, we actually need to be thinking for mobile. Say this was supposed to be in mobile. Now, how do you expect it to be? Right? So we could actually say, you can actually flex with your primary color here. However you want to flex with it, just flex with it. Right. For our pharmacist, there's something that just throw me off. Something is certainly throwing me off. I kid you not. And I think our heading globally it's just big. That's something you could scale, but like it comes to me when I'm designing that I did mess up. frame, right? Make sure it's constrained together inside. And I want to increase the size. Now make it what? White. Make this one 16. Then bring it up here and say, like now I want to constrain it to the left. Say TT, right? So just say top right 0, right? And I can use the same thing here. I turn it and turn this one. Turn it to say laziness will kill me. Okay, stop. Say who? Let me then say Messi. Messi. Now here's the gist. We put the stop. You could actually delete that. Open like you might want to put qualifications here. You also do not even need this. Really, you do not. See, I will make decisions. I would actually have deleted it and just start over again, but like, here's the time. Right. So we can actually do this and it will work. And it will work, right? This is like an idea instead of like what you did there. So else, I would recommend you do them individually. Do them individually, right? Do them individually. Yo, that's what I would recommend. But like, I'm even thinking of how I can make this more interesting. Just looking like make it more interesting. Link this back. Just say this. Right, and this you get to that point and there's this do you understand? Now it's at this point I would recommend you use your crop to put more focus on them. Tickets. Or if you want to make something more, then control use fill, bring it back, or stick with your grid, right? And slightly curve. Say 32. Stick with your grid. Always stick with your grid. Say something like this, right? Do you get? So really, it's up to you to play around. Now, I could say I could put in a few and say from bottom linear and swap this, right? And make this maybe 90%, right? Too much, so 60%. 60% will be coming from our primary color, which is this, right? So now primary color always have dark shades, so you could go darker a little bit and even increase the intensity 90. Who knows? It's looking terrible. Oh my god, so terrible. Even black looks better, like you. Or you could do white. Pharmacist now. But moving on to the next, you'll be fine. That section, you will be very fine. Your footer is a no-no. Is a big no-no. But I like the fact that you use the dark shade, and that's what I'm going to use too. And I'm just going to call this into this place and just that guy here. So always have your logo in your footer, like always, but like it's recommended you do a light version of your logo. So come here, paste here. Notice this guy here is the same color as that. Make it lighter, right? Then the black there, you make the black to white, and you know, just how we group this. Wow, make it bigger. Call in your text. So there, that part you always have like a very brief, like you always get to get like there are different ways you can do your footer. There are different ways, like I mean millions of ways to do your footer, right? See, but this is like just an option. You can make this 14, right? Plus 8. Just talk briefly about a pharmacy. We remain you whatnot. Just talk briefly about the pharmacy. We could make this white, also it can contrast easy, right? So I could call in icons from my wherever, right? Just I could call in icons and just I'm so not editing this video, I can assure you. I'll just post it like that, right? So make it just slightly bigger. Stick with 48 as of icon size. I'll be fine. 16 as of spacing. Like that. Then oh my god. Then we can just come here, pick all these elements, come here, like paste them literally, and turn it to auto layout and make it horizontally aligned. And reduce the spacing between them and change the color to white. And then change this one to white dark. Let's say it's like a quick link kind of thing. So for even better direction, I can put a description that says quick link, right? And most likely, of course, increase the size to something that gives it hierarchy, that gives it clear hierarchy. Okay, so we could do this and it will work. Make sure it aligns, and you could also have something else for the support or whatever you want to have, right? But I noticed you had help about, so like you just do what you got to do. You could as well, since helping is relating to social media, I don't advise putting plenty number on your website. You're not even professional. 3 1 2 3 8 8 4 0. See this? Increase. It increase the size and say this is how I want it to be. And voila, you have your footer not looking too chaotic, right? So there are ways you could do this. Explore, but make sure the contrast really good, and you'll be fine. Well done, well done, well done. Thank you for watching this video. If I thought you watch it to the end, but like, okay, I'm going to drop this link just for you to go through and flex with it. Note, I did not name my layer, I did not group my stuff, so well, you'll be fine. You should get the gist. Alright, thank you for watching, and I hope to review more of your designs in the future. That's MX Debbie, yes.